Good morning, brothers and sisters, all over the globe. I'm here to continue advocating for the injustice which had been going on over there in overseas among our vulnerable communities, sub-communities in their residence. They have been attacked and invaded, and I can assure you that the uh, incursions that's going on now in South Sudan is not the government and opposition. It is already escalated to uh, the killing of unarmed civilians who has nothing to do with the government. And for us here in our diaspora or in social media, we have to work to break down this barrier. We have to break down this barrier or this prejudice which is killing our people right now, and we may advocate for de-escalated of the war which is imposed to our vulnerable population, vulnerable communities in the ethnic line. So we have to work to stop the killing of unarmed civilians. This, I believe, we have to have a collective and uh, collaboration of our voice. We have to have this solemn voice together to ask the authority to use restraining orders not to kill the unarmed civilians in the area like Low Nur, Ayut. We have seen those graphic images which had been circulating around in our social media or in diaspora. Everyone have seen. It was so horrific to see the deaths of women, vulnerable women, minors, or children, and even elderly people. It comes with so much frustration, and I'm here to appeal once again with any authority from international community to intervene, and they have to use any method to de-escalate this killing or de-escalated violence against civilians, especially women. They had been sexually harassed, they have been sexually abused. Dehumanization is going on now in South Sudan, especially in a place where Nuer, in the place where Nuer civilians are congregated, who had been displaced from their heart. They are now in the bush, and these people of military soldier of South Sudan, defense force, they used it as they use rape and sexual violence as a weapons among the women, even the whole women. They rape them. Before they kill them, they have to rape them. That's what they have been doing. They use sexual harassment as a weapon, and also aggravated assault among the youth, the girls, even underage. They don't care whether they are still. They don't care. They don't care whether they're still young or not. So they have been imposing all this sexual harassment among the youth. So it is a warrant for me to express my views and to give you the highlight of the situation, the horrible situation going on in Lower Nuer area in particular, and also in the place called Ayot, and also even uh, the war has been escalated as far as now Longashuk emerged to be also one area which had been affected by the war in South Sudan. I'm calling for international community to inhibit it or to stop and also to elevate the situation of human growth which had been used or which had been imposed to vulnerable population of the Nuer area. The situation now had been so ugly. It is awful to the point that it is more than human growth. They are killing indiscriminately, killing young, old. They all dying without any restraining order that they may apply. So I'm feeling to anybody who may work to de-escalate, and also furthermore we may request the United Nations to provide food to those areas which have been affected uh, by the war, the senseless war. So that South Sudan now would never be the same if this war continue, because majority of minors, some of them now they become orphans. We have enormous population of children who are orphans because this war now it had been more than a decade since 2013. A lot of peoples are affected, and majority of the victims of this war are Nuer and UER. They are the one affected. They are the one affected very much by the war imposed on them. And what I know so far, this war also will cause, even it will cause, even if it's not going to cause much, it will cause a little bit about the whole South Sudan. Because as far as I know, South Sudan will never thrive. It will never be like any other country as this provocative war continue. It will just stuck in that position without any good infrastructures, without any development that we may see. It will go through different episodes of getting worse economically, and nobody should be blamed. Nobody should be blamed. The only person should be blamed is the seated president, Mr. Honorable Salva Kiir Mayardit, who is driving South Sudan like a car. So if South Sudanese want change, it is crucial that they have to expunge their hostilities mind and change South Sudan. They have to break down prejudice, like fighting through ethnic line. They have to focus on how we can overcome and how the peace may be restored in the whole South Sudan. Because what I know now, South Sudan had been in hotbed for many years. So there would be no viable peace, as Mr. President also had been breaching so many peace deals signed by himself and opposition. So this need diligent work from anyone who may talk about peace. How could we achieve peace? How could we accomplish it when the stakeholders who may bring peace are indifferent? They could not come to terms with. They could not come to terms. Some of them they are not even considered to be like to have a freedom, to have their own freedom, to sign peace, and to look for the way forward. They are now in jail. And I believe I want to appeal and request the international community to seriously take a look at the situation of South Sudan. South Sudan people who are committed these atrocities, I want them to be tried by the International Tribunal Criminal Court without any parole, without any bailout if they found guilty. This may also, to me, it can at least rectify some of the problem which are going on in South Sudan. Because there are a lot of things involved. The leadership, which are protected by the soldiers, and also the mentality that President had been in the situation of allowing the violence to confuse the people. So because if you know that if the people amalgamate, if they come together in unity, so they will figure out on how to resolve the issue of the conflict. But President did not want to do that. He want to bring confusion because people will be, so that people will be busy killing each other. And then he will be free. He will be free. Nobody will talk about being a candidate of the future presidential candidate. So he will allow people to confuse, bring few individuals into his circles. He may bring few individuals into his circle, and those people they must hail from his own community, especially from Warab. So I want the international community to put this into consideration if they are willing to de-escalate the problem of South Sudan. The problem of South Sudan, I will repeat, it's coming from the president himself, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, who care less about any civilian. He cares only about his own circles, his own family. In particular, he just cares about his own family. He never cares about anybody else. I believe people who always may understand this issue of Salva Kiir Mayardit may agree. He just only care about his circle. Anybody out of his backyard or front yard or anybody beyond his family is none of his business. the majority of those who are working with him must think, and also they must perceive this under their scrutiny. It is believed, and it is true, the ludicrous thing that's going on there, the ludicrous business that's going on there between President, ridiculous sense of President Salva Kiir Mayardit, who doesn't care about anybody, anyone. You can be killed in his backyard. He may heard about your groaning and your crying for pain, but he could never say stop, because he just considered anybody as his enemy. And I believe this message is important and crucial for us. Let us collaborate. Let us add our voice, our solemn voice together to call for President Salva Kiir Mayardit, if he may expunge, if he may leave, also if he may consider to leave and to resign from the position. If he wants peace in South Sudan, he may resign into his position, because this violence, or the violation of viable fees and all this and confusion, and also there are a lot of things that's going on in South Sudan. We have a UNIMIS, people who are now in UNIMIS. They are under the protection of United Nations since 2013, and those people, even though they come out from their, even though we ask them to come out from their where they are, from their protection side, they don't have place to sit, they don't have place to sleep, because all their lands and their houses had been confiscated by the government of South Sudan. Particularly, I would say some individual from Denkas, they even took their houses. They call them deers. They take them by force or by any means. Because instead of talking about ours, you have to talk about your life. If you don't like, unless you don't like your life, to talk about the confiscated houses. So for us, we want United Nations and international community like TRICA, like United States of America, to only pressure President Salva Kiir and to stop exercising his power over the unarmed civilian. Because it doesn't show any credible sense to kill someone who has no even equal power with you, or you have no any equality. And I believe this video will make sense to some of us, and we may all have to talk together to show and also to express on behalf of our back home family, the vulnerable, the dead and the living who are now on the verge of being killed. So we have to talk on their behalf. We have to show the world that whatever we are saying is unequivocal. It is unequivocal, and it may be used as a credible and convenient source, the way that we convey it, to support our family, to show support to our family back home. And the United Nations or the humanitarian agency should have to work on that. And also almost forgot that I thank God, because the work we are doing here, we think is very simple, or is nothing, but it's something. I realized that whatever we are saying here, the world are watching and the world are listening. There was a time that I talked to request and to appeal for humanitarian agencies or humanitarian assistance, and many of you also may did the same thing. So a few days ago, I saw Tom Fletcher. I saw Tom Fletcher, who was I think he was working with the United Nations or UN. I saw him even down there in the war zone, helping women. So I'm glad that we could have to do this. Let us do it so that the world will hear our voice and they will help our people. We need more help. We need more humanitarian assistance because even Ethiopia right now, our people who are there as refugees, some of the camp they are struggling. So if we add our voice together to call on behalf of our people back home, Ethiopian has like he's hosting like 8 refugee camps or maybe more. So we need more humanitarian. We need more donors to fund those camps which our people dwelt, our people live. So therefore, it is our collective responsibility to work together. To work together because we know that South Sudan it would never be the same again. Because what triggered the war now is not because it's not only because Salva Kiir is a president or he doesn't want anybody to come anybody else to take over. It's very complex. It includes also the ethnicity, like because you are from that particular tribe, you cannot be a leader. We don't know if it is something that is written in the constitution of Salva Kiir Mayardit, but right now we have to understand our people. They are in dangers. They are in serious and dangerous problem because starvation, food, inadequate of food, scarcity of food is prevalent. So we want United Nations to provide food. And what triggered the war in South Sudan, we have to think like we have to have a good understanding. It's not only because Salva Kiir frustrated everybody not to allow any others to come and also to share power. It's not only that one. It is very complex. It's very complex. So therefore, we have to work together to unravel the situation of displaced people, vulnerable displaced people who are now in bush. Some of them, they are in unknown location because they narrowly escaped death in the hand of South Sudanese defense force. So therefore, I want to purge and say thank you in advance, and also I appreciate your unwavering support that you do everywhere to me, to others who are speaking on behalf of South Sudanese, and also let us work with our partner. Anyone who loves to work with us is our friend, especially those of our Williams. If they really should switch their allegiance, if they really should switch their allegiance to us, we may accept them. And anybody else because our problem, we can't just generalize it as Dinkas. There are some Dinkas who may have peace in their mind, who may consider the situation as it's for all of us. Maybe we are looking for change. We need change in South Sudan to improve or to enhance many problems that we have in South Sudan. Thank you very much.